What's up, weirdos? Today's video is going to be a little bit more serious. Today is the start of a new segment on my channel called Teen Talk. Teen Talk is a series that showcases how we as teens view life and situations going on out in the real world. Hope you enjoy.
My name is Corey Edwards. I am a male. I am black and white, and I am 17 years old.
I'm Alana Murdoch. I am 17 years old. I'm black and what was the last one?
Gender.
Oh, female, obviously.
I'm James Joseph. I'm 17. I'm male, and I'm African American. Well, actually, I'm black. I'm not African American.
My name is Jocelyn Ash Edwards. I am 17. I am African American and I'm a female.
Well, there's definitely equality issues. I mean, blacks are randomly just getting shot at. Most of the time, they didn't even do anything. Sometimes they have done something, but most of the time they haven't done anything, and the cops are just randomly doing this stuff. So, race, there's definitely some problems in race, but blacks aren't the only one going through it. I know that for a fact.
Just injustice in general. Like, I don't know. I feel like our color makes us predators in the eyes of law, and there's so much unfairness going on. It's not even funny.
Racism. Lots and lots of racism. It's surprising how we have gone so long, and with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and a lot of dating all the way back to Harriet Tubman, that there's still so much racism and hatred towards the African American / black community.
Definitely, of course, police brutality, and I can't even say like I was saying before, but I think that we're not as unified as we used to be, and we need to be more unified. And yes, I feel like, especially with social media and stuff, we can use that to be on our side, but it has to be like a whole group effort. You can't just reblog something and hope that's enough. Like, you actually have to say something and be there. And even though, yes, people might get hurt, but it's for a great cause of equality.
The years and years of slavery, this country was built on Indian, like Native American originally grounds, and then we were enslaved in the beginning, and ever since then, every law, every single amendment passed, it was never written with a colored person in mind. So from the very start, we've always been the bottom of the totem pole, to be honest.
Intimidated, because I was just watching something before I came here with my mom and my dad. It was like a little episode of like back then or whatever, and they were saying how blacks were intimidated by whites because they got an education or whatever, and then whites were intimidated by blacks as they felt like they were trying to take their stuff. So it's like every day there's like a situation at anywhere having to do with the race, and then they get beaten up for just for what they believe in. So
like before, I think we need to be unified. We need to be as strict as people were, other generations were in the 1960s. They even had children out there, even though they were young. It still showed just how much everybody cares. Everybody cares how people are dying because of the color of our skin.
I feel like tolerance in education. People are taught to be racist, and they're not born racist. They're not.
Honestly, just speaking up about it. I mean, we've been doing it for years, and it's gotten us this far. There's no more slavery. We're kind of treated with respect. I mean, we're doing a lot better than what it used to be. But I feel like if we just continue to talk about it and just not let it just happen, you know, just speak up about it, protest, and try to make a change, I think we'll get there eventually.
How do you feel when a white person is killed by the police versus when it's a minority?
I feel, I mean, I'm saddened by both of the things, but minorities are definitely killed much more, and police handle minorities much in a different way than they do white people. Like, white people, they could say curse words and they don't have to say yes sir, no sir. They can say whatever they please, and the police will still talk to them calmly. But we have to, even if we say yes sir, no sir, we still comply, we still get shot. So I feel a lot more strongly about when it comes to minority, especially how the way that it goes down, because it's not fair at all.
Regardless of race or gender, if you were killed in police custody, it's disgusting. I think it's gross. I don't. It doesn't matter what you are. You were killed. Murder is murder. It's disgusting.
Honestly, I do feel that it's still bad when we're killed by police, but it's rare. There was a guy a couple weeks ago that went up towards the White House with a gun, planning to shoot the president, and they tackled him to the ground. They didn't put 4 bullets in his back or in his head.
I honestly don't have anything against the cops, because then again, they do help protect us from like terrorists and other activities, but some of them do make stupid decisions, and when they do that, I don't know if they do it for like just for like their 15 seconds of fame or whatever, but it's wrong, because then again, those are just innocent lives and they didn't really do anything, so why are you going to do that? But I don't know, cops, they have their good sides and their bad sides, so that's all I have to say.
I actually like cops. Cops, they're the line between chaos and order, in my opinion. Now, there are bad apples. There are lots of bad cops that we see in the news. But I recently met a cop, shout out to Officer Wallace, my homegirl. She was really nice to me, and that was like my first like real like seeing the cop as in not just like this inanimate figure that's coming to kill me, as in just like a person, like my sister or my brother or my mom or my dad. So cops and
I'm not all cops are bad, but I feel like the good cops do not always, I don't feel like they call out bad cops on the things that they're doing. They know that they see the evidence that they killed these people, but they still, I feel like they don't call them out on the things that they do wrong. And that just, it doesn't make you any better than the bad cop. It's like you're literally seeing someone kill somebody else, and instead of saying something about it and speaking out about it, you keep your mouth shut and say, well, it happens. Like, that's just, you can't be so nonchalant about that, about someone's life.
Honestly, I feel like what's been going on lately isn't brand new, and I never really had anything against cops, but lately it's kind of hard to trust. I mean, I don't feel like, I'm not one of those people who takes one incident and then blames everybody in that instance. No, I'm not saying every cop is bad, but it's kind of hard to trust them. Like, you never know, because some are so undercover. So I don't have any bad feelings towards them, but then again, I'm not like 100%. Yeah, I just not the most trustworthy of them.
I feel that if we make a more diverse group of cops, like not just in race, but just in ideology, like ideals, make a more diverse group of ideals, so everyone is benefited and everyone is shown and everyone is loved and protected.
Well, I definitely think people should look at people's like mentality, and not only that, of their in their overall just thoughts and beliefs about minorities. Like, I don't think that if, especially if someone's ever been in a war of any kind and they could have PTSD or anything, I don't think they should be on the force, because they're willing, especially in war, that you shoot anything and everything. And so you're going back with that mindset back on the field where you're supposed to be taking care of these people, but instead of taking care of these people, you're shooting anything and anything and everything. That just, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, you should not be on the field and stuff. You should be taking care of your mentality instead of just feeding the anger inside of you and just keeping these bad feelings inside. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And I feel like mentality wars, like how you feel towards minorities, if there's like, even though the Confederate flag, yes, that goes back all the way back to slavery. Like, if you believe in the KKK, any of that, like, you should not be serving on the force. That means that you only stand for white people. We're not actually to only stand for white people. We're actually to stand for everybody, not just a certain race.
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, but it somehow still seems like they just get their way, or like they get let off the hook, and I don't understand why. So I really just feel like it starts in the court, obviously. I mean, either way, you can see in videos that they murder all the time, but they're still left off the hook. So honestly, I feel like it just starts in the court. Just what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. It's simple.
I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the Dallas shooting of the cops was a good thing necessarily, but it kind of, in my opinion, it kind of gives them that like mindset of what I'm only half black, but what black people basically had to deal with when they do that crap. So I don't really know how we can improve it. I mean, putting more African cops in there, I don't really think that'll change it. So I have no idea.
I feel our system's broken. We are the laughingstock of a lot of the first world countries, because our justice system, it's crazy to me that a rapist that's like Olympic rapist basically can get off 4 months after raping a girl, scarring her life, and being caught with a couple ounces of weed can land you in for a couple years. That's shocking to me. So it's broken.
The justice system isn't really doing anything, because when we try to protest peacefully, they still do it anyways. And then when we actually try to work for it, they kill us and shoot us and put us in jail or whatever. But I don't think they're doing really their job. I mean, America isn't the best place, but for equality, but it's better than some other places. I just don't think they're doing the job of it. They're
horribly. I think they could definitely do a better job, because it's always just it's as if like always just like since the system has been here, it's just been rigged against us. They don't trust our word, and even if there's so much evidence like showing that we're not the ones that are wrong, somehow we still end up being set up in jail wrongly accused all the time. It's happening all the time. It happened all the time in the 60s, it happens all the time in the 70s. So you could not, even now, like especially with males, you could not be by a white girl and suddenly she said he raped me, and it could be something completely different. You know how many people go to jail for that because they hurt their feelings or something, and suddenly they're screaming rape, and they did not do anything, or they did not abuse this woman, and they don't understand why they're here sitting in the jail cell when it's somebody else that should be here.
Terribly, honestly. I don't know. It's just That's it. Just terribly. Not doing good at all.
No. Honestly, I would go to Canada any second.
Honestly, no. No. As one, I'm a female. Two, I'm African American. So honestly, no. And that's kind of bad to say, but the people you're supposed to call on in trouble, you know, when you're in need of them, you can't. So it's not like, who do you call on? You can't do anything. So honestly, do I feel safe? No, absolutely not.
No, I don't. And that's sad that I don't feel safe in the country that I'm born in. I don't know much about Bahamas, but I am a dual citizen of that country, and I feel that I will be more safe in that country than I do in my own country.
I feel safe in America. Then again, depends on like the president and whoever will get us into wars or whatever. But I feel safe in America because, I mean, I've witnessed some bad things like in public, but then again, bad things happen to everybody at some point. Not like that's a good thing, but it happens. And I think the bad things kind of help motivate us to move forward and progress, or try to progress from that. But yeah.
It doesn't match at all. I think society's standard of beauty is just, it's horrible, and you're putting these thoughts on people that you're not telling people that everyone's beautiful. Like they're just saying they're doing it now, but in reality they're not. They're showing most of the time it's just something that's unrealistic that not everybody looks like, especially nowadays. And it's like everyone's different. Everyone wants to do different things, and you're making them to believe that the way they look is wrong. And people should not hate themselves. Everyone is beautiful in their own way. Everyone is a king and queen. And especially because of the system in society and how they view people, body images, other queens and kings will not recognize other queens and kings. It's like a competition, and it should not be set up that way. A queen should be able to recognize another queen for her beauty and her weaknesses and strengths. They should not be trying to take each other down. It just doesn't make sense to me.
No. Okay, that's a really good question. No. Growing up, like when I was a little girl, we can start with like toys. Barbie dolls were mostly Caucasian. There weren't a lot of black ones. There were a couple, and then they came out with Bratz, and I connected to that one more because it was a lot more ethnic girls in the Bratz series than Barbies. And then on TV, it's just like you just see white faces. And still today, like I've sat down one day and I just looked at all the commercials, and they were always Caucasian people. Rarely did you see anybody in the minorities, and if they were on for a split second. So no.
Yes. Because me being half black, half white, I get stereotypical. I get. I don't know how to say it. I get put in the same category for stereotypes as both whites and black. Like I like watermelon a lot, or chicken or whatever, but they kind of look at me and judge me based off my skin color because of what they see. They don't actually take the time to get to know me and try to see who I really am for what I do. But yeah, if they just judge you off your skin color, that's what it's come to nowadays. Or by body type or whatever, but they just judge you off your skin color and they decide what person you are from that.
I do. I feel that people see me and they see how dark my skin is, and they automatically they assume that I'm this big angry guy that's gonna kill people and I'm gonna rob stores, or they assume big gorilla. Like that hurts me on the inside, because it's like, I'm a person just like you. I bleed red. I have eyes, nose, and mouth. I'm just like you. This doesn't define me. I'm a person. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like down below and comment on the questions. I want to know what you guys think. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more weird content. And up above, I have these beautiful people that you saw in the video today. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. To my left, I have the video from last week. And to my right, subscribe to the week. Hope you have a good week. I'll see you next week. Week. Weird. Ah!